them, and then say, "Oh, for most people, it will help them." Because the prerequisite again
Well,
for it helping them is
I'm worried.
it on
Everyone's worried about a different crowd here, right? Everyone's worried about a different crowd. The crowd that I'm worried about are young mothers. I'm worried about young kids, like 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, like young kids who are poor as fuck. Their parents are poor as fuck. If they had this $1,000 a month, they could eat, they could go to school, and it would help our economy. It would help the future generation because we have hundreds of millions of really poor fucking kids in every state who can't go to school, they can't eat, and that's going to fucking hurt us a whole lot. That's a big problem, and I think that $1,000 a month will absolutely make a massive impact on that demographic. And you guys are just ignoring all those people and saying, well, look at the upper middle class or the lower middle class people, and then look at the other meth heads or the. You guys are just talking about spending habits and how people are going to be just spending money left and right.
No.
I can't address that, but I'm sure Andrew's addressed that. I mean, the whole housing crisis, the whole idea that everything's
John, if I just give you a basic example, if they get that $1,000 and they spend it all on rent-a-centers and payday loans, they will be deeper in poverty.
So I think you guys have identified a problem, but there's also solutions to the problem. Let's talk about.
Oh, fuck.
Sure, I get
Yeah,
that.
but you've seen it before in when they were having, what was it, people getting tax returns and then having those, children, you get X amount of money and all these tax breaks that people were receiving to help them get out of, situation, and it didn't work. All you had to do was go to anybody store when tax season opens up, and they got their tax checks and they're out there bloody shopping it up. It's quite silly when you're dealing with a demographic that has no financial responsibilities, is just waiting for the next check to come in, and is living all that. They look at it's free money. Brilliant.
So what about a federal jobs guarantee instead of a universal basic?
People like me need UBI so that we can pursue our dreams, Molly.
It solves the problem of the universal basic income while giving the same.
If Shamos had $1,000 a month, he'd sail around the world.
Yeah, if I had $1,000 a month, I'd be in a lot better shape than I would be now.
Yeah, Andrew Yang, he's on the Yang gang already.
I did want to say,
Shamos voting for Yang.
I kind of wanted to take side with John for a second, because we can't deny that there is a demographic of people that are making all the right moves. They're making the right choices, but for reasons that are related to the economy that they can't control, such as, not a very high minimum
Yeah,
wage.
that's why I keep saying they're missing the big picture. Like, there's hundreds of millions of these good people who we can lift out of.
Coming up short, and they're still coming up
Yeah.
short, no matter how hard they try to make all the right moves.
Yeah, and that's fucked up. It's unacceptable.
John, shut up. Let someone else talk.
And just, $1,000 to a person like that would mean the difference between staying in your shitty minimum wage job forever, or maybe taking some classes at the local community college and fucking getting your AA degree so that you can make more money in the future. I see that demographic. Is that the main demographic of people is that really what's going to happen the most with people that get that money? No. But it is an important aspect of that. There's potential there for that, and I guess I don't want to just brush that off.
Yeah, who cares, right? It'll help these people. Who cares if these other people are buying PS4s when they come out, right? Who gives a fuck? We're still helping a lot of people.
What is the rest of Andrew Yang's platform, though? Because the universal basic income, I think you'd have a better time arguing with these people if you could the entire platform.
Basically, Kathleen, his whole campaign is addressing automation. When he talks to people, like, his whole thing is, he says, like, oh, well, I'm going to address why Trump got elected. That's what I'm here to do. And he says the reason why Trump got elected is because a lot of jobs got automated out of, like, you need to list the name of states. He's like, in this state, in this state. He starts listing numbers. And he says, because all these jobs were being lost. This is why Trump got elected. And then he says it's going to keep happening, and he educates people on automation and how that's going to take a lot of the truck driving jobs out. And he starts to explain to people that this is going to be bad for a lot of our Americans, and that there is a solution. Like, this is why, like, a lot of the socialists and communists would claim that the solution would be communism or some dumb shit. And Andrew Yang's like, no, it's his idea. It's just like UBI shit. It's like capitalism plus capitalism 2.0 that he's going to implement. And I think I absolutely agree with it. It makes sense. So his whole spill is addressing automation, right?
You do realize that UBI is compatible with democratic socialism, right?
Yeah, in some sense, yeah. But it's not all-encompassing social.
In some sense, I got
Said
you.
them-
No, I'm not trying to make the claim that democratic socialism is the same as like socialism, like 100%. But it does have like socialistic policies, right? Just for like a capitalistic type system.
Well, you got the Democrats, right, and the left. They're running off pure socialism, and that's not going to work. But what
No, they're
Andrew
not. What are you
Yang
talking about?
This
What are you
capitalism
talking
2.0.
about, man? They're not running pure
Listen,
socialism. Are you
pretty
kidding
much.
me, man?
Like when, yes,
They're
absolutely.
still
Look
trying to
at
hold
Bernie
the
Sanders.
state.
Bernie Sanders is straight up democratic socialism, right?
Democratic socialism isn't the same thing as pure socialist, dumbass.
Well, yeah, democratic socialism isn't going to help. It's not going to get you guys elected, or the left. You know, it's not going to get you guys a guy in office. But I think Andrew Yang's version, like Andrew Yang's capitalism 2.0, I think a lot of conservatives, a lot of people on the right, they're going to be a lot more susceptible to his version of this socialism, right? This idea that it's just capitalism 2.0. It's not. We're not going to be idiotic and say it's fucking. We're going to implement communism or some stupid shit. That's going to appeal to a lot of. It appeals to me. I'm a conservative, right? I mean, he could get elected
What
and
is
he could
this
beat
based
Trump.
on, John?
What is what based off?
What you just said regarding what the voters want.
Well, I think that, in my opinion, when like we seen Hillary versus Trump and shit, like we were terrified of like.
That doesn't tell me what the voters want. Or how you ascertain.
Well, I don't know what the voters want. I mean,
Well, you
you
made a
guys,
claim,
you're
but you
just going to
made a
say a majority
claim.
of voters hate Trump and thinks he's racist.
No, that's not what I'm
and
going to say. You made the claim that most voters, right, don't hold or don't want democratic socialist policies, right? I want to know how you came to that. What's it based on?
No, I think that's not necessarily what I was saying. I think most voters, they're a little bit repelled by the label and term of like socialism. This is why Danny kind of agreed with me that all Trump really has to do is just create this monster, create this demon called socialism and pin it to Bernie Sanders, and he's going to wreck Bernie Sanders. Like, he's just going to say, well, Bernie Sanders wants Venezuela. He wants this socialism, and we can't let America be a socialist country. Never going to happen. And that's how he's going to get reelected. So, like, this socialism shit's not going to help the left. They have to switch it up. They have to do something. And Andrew Yang has switched it up. He has done something. He's putting forth some kind of capitalism 2.0, man.
Bernie Sanders beats Trump in most battleground states right now. Most battleground states, not all of them, but he beats them in most. It's the same exact. There's no difference between Trump and Sanders except for the label next to their name and their populism. So
Yeah, but I think, but as we discussed, all Trump has to do, his strategy is effective. What kind of strategy do we see Bernie having against Trump? He's not. Bernie's just going to keep pushing his democratic socialism, and all Trump has to do is create a demon out of that label.
But it's not effective. It's not effective
Trump's
in
just
Michigan.
gonna
It's
say
not
that
effective in
UBI
Ohio.
is-
It's not effective in Pennsylvania. It's not effective in North Carolina. It's not effective in Virginia. So where is it effective? It's effective in Florida.
Well,
and
I don't even trust the
Wisconsin.
polls. Like, why trust the polls? I mean, look what happened last election. Everyone was so sure Hillary was going to win, right?
The
The
reason
polls
we
were
can
relatively close in
there's
last
no difference
election.
between Trump and Sanders. They're
Yeah,
they're
no.
both populist.
So this is a common misconception, John. The polls were accurate, right? The issue was that, like Hillary, she got the wrong vote. She got the votes in the wrong places, basically. Like when the exit polls were out, she won the popular vote by the margin specified, right? But the issue was she got the votes in the wrong places, basically.
Yeah. That's correct. And most of the places where she lost by less than like 1%. I mean, just a couple thousand votes one way or the other gives the election to Hillary. But you brushed past the word that I asked you for, the word that you could have given Tom about the universal basic income, John. See, he's not just saying, his whole platform's not just, I'm going to give people money. He's talking about entirely changing the system. He's talking about changing the way we educate people. He's talking about providing services to people that don't generally have those services, and he's talking about trying to rejiggle basically the way in which we institute value. So his platform addresses Tom's issues with the universal basic income, but you don't seem to be able to answer them.
Yeah, I said it like 5 times. I can't do it. Like I said it. I was being honest. Like I don't. It's been a while since I even heard him talk about it. Like a couple months. But yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm gonna take your word for it. I guess that's what he's saying. Sounds familiar. No, Bernie Sanders went on Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
We're
he
talking
said he's
about
gonna reveal aliens.
Yeah,
Andrew Yang.
Cornell West. He did.
Yeah, a long time ago. Well, not that long. Like a month ago, like a couple months ago or some shit.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Yeah, long.
Fuck you guys. Suck my dick, faggots. Fucking pussies.
He went on Joe Rogan. When is this?
Cornell West was probably
February
what prompted
12th.
Bernie to get on there.
February 12th. That's right. February 12th. Joe Rogan Experience number 1245. Andrew Yang.
Well, it's interesting because there's 2 towns in California that are doing this they randomly selected certain amount of people in their towns, and they're going to be giving them, I believe it's like $500 a month to see how that money is spent. So it's basically going to be a test run on this thing you're talking about.
Well,
John
they
John.
did that, Molly. They did they've done universal basic income tests in most areas. The problem, and in a lot of areas in Europe, they did one in Denmark, they did one in Italy, and it's all was wonderful over there. The problem is that they don't have the issues that we have over here. They don't have food deserts and drug wars and payday lenders and things like that. So it's really hard to compare the two. But I mean, it's easy to deal with that. If Andrew Yang wants to pass a universal basic income program, let's say he becomes president, just couple it with a law that puts payday lenders out of business. And one of the things that Andrew Yang wants to do that John should have brought up is that he wants to get rid of payday lenders. He wants to transfer payday lenders to low interest payday loans from the post office. And high interest bank accounts and things like that all run through the post office. And that would solve that particular issue with payday.
Are you in the Yang gang?
No, I like Andrew Yang. I think he's great, but I'm not going
You
to
like
vote
Bernie
for him. He's
more?
got no chance of winning. No, I'm voting for Pete Buttigieg.
Fuck that guy. Who's that? I mean, I heard about him, but I don't know a whole lot about him. What is he running on? He ain't gonna win shit.
He's got much better chance than Andrew Yang. He's in the top 4. He's been in the top 4 since he
fuck.
announced.
Yeah, he's like my number.
It's just not
3.
Andrew Yang's time.
I love hearing these people talk about Magic the Gathering.
Well, Andrew Yang was never going to be president, but he could become, Treasury Secretary or something like that. I don't think Biden.
Yeah, I heard him on H3 a little bit, and he said some shit like, he was like, "I'm not a politician. I'm not gonna get into all these politics for a decade." And he said it like 3 times in a row. I don't know if he was doing this as a showboat, but he kept saying shit. He's like, "I'm not gonna do that shit. Screw that shit. It's not what I'm doing." Andrew Yang.
Oh, Buttigieg is like JFK. He's like, he really is. He's great.
He's like, "I'm a problem solver, not no fucking politician."
He's JFK.
Yeah, he's JFK Jr. Except he's gay.
Dude, Andrew Yang. There's gonna be like a cult. If he doesn't get elected, he'll just start a cult.
Why is it that every fucking election someone wants to compare someone to JFK? Every fucking election, it never fails.
It's like JFK minus the gunshot wound.
Because JFK was inspirational to large swaths of people on both sides of the aisle, so that's why we like to compare him to JFK. If someone achieves that, then we're like, they're pulling a JFK.
That's how Andrew Yang is right now.
No, Andrew
He's like
Yang
JFK.
appeals to like a very small group of people.
Nah, he appeals to conservatives, people on the left, and
He
people
might,
on the
I
right.
don't think he. I don't think Andrew Yang appeals to conservatives. He may appeal to Rockefeller Republicans. That's about it.
Well, yeah, I don't like. I mean, one of the fuck. I think he wants to take away AR-15s and shit, right?
I hope
You
Trump
need
gets elected
to-
again. Fuck this country.
You need to get Elizabeth Warren with Vice President Buttigieg. That will beat Trump. There's enough electoral jiggering with that ticket to beat Trump. You do something stupid like elect Joe Biden, and yeah, you get 4 more years of Trump.
Hey, listen. Let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. You know, Trump's the greatest president the United States of America has ever had.
Wow, wow, John.
That's
You
fucked
mean-
up, ain't it? That's so fucked up to say, but it's true. Unfortunately,
It's not.
Greater than Andrew
You don't
Jackson.
think that though?
I do think that. I mean, I think
Based
that
on
because, like, what people like. Look at it this way.
You have no presidential knowledge.
People, listen here. I can't do it. But I said of my time.
You could
Wait,
probably
you
name
can't
six.
name
John.
six presidents?
There's only been 2 presidents.
Hold
in
on,
your
hold
time.
on. You can't name 6 presidents, John?
I
think you
probably
do it, John.
can.
Come on, man.
I think I might be able to.
All right, let's
Try
get it.
it.
Let's get it. Let's go. Number 1.
Andrew Yang.
He's not a president. We're talking about him as
George Washington.
All right, that's good. That's
Oh, that's
Abraham
fucking
Lincoln.
all right, that's
Barack
good. That's 2.
Obama.
All right, 3.
Yeah.
Actually, we got Washington, Lincoln, and
Benjamin
Obama.
Franklin.
He wasn't a president.
Jesus Christ.
We got to get to number 4, John. We got to make it. Who's the 4th one, John?
Andrew Jackson.
Okay.
Right?
You were given that one by Kathleen. That doesn't count.
No, not by Kathleen. I don't know who you're talking about here, but Theodore Roosevelt, right?
Yep.
So there you go, bud.
That's 5.
That's 5.
There you go.
You need one more.
Said 6.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. What's this guy's name? Nixon. That guy Nixon and JFK. There you go.
Yeah, then you also
Get
didn't have
fucking
Donald
wrecked.
Trump in your list.
Get wrecked. Oh yeah, and Donald Trump, bud.
That was-
No, the first one I said was Andrew Yang.
No, it was George. No, the first one.
Yeah,
was George
technically Yang.
Bush.
I heard him.
Well,
say
listen, I passed. Listen, I'm smart.
I feel like Donald Trump shouldn't count because that one's just obvious.
Name 6 presidents in the 19th century.
Yeah, right.
Ooh.
You can't do that?
Fuck no, I can't do that.
Lyndon B.
Me
Johnson.
and like 40% of the youth.
You mean
Well, like,
20th
you
century?
got-
You mean
Yeah, I
20th?
guess. Yeah, it would be 20th century.
The 19th century, I know like 4, maybe. I don't.
Did you guys not like in like the 3rd grade like play that game where you had to like learn every president and just name them in order mnemonically?
And we did that with the states in my history class.
Yeah, look, you got Lyndon B. Johnson, Harry Truman.
In the 20th
Oh, I see what
century,
you're
you got
saying.
George Bush,
There's
Barack Obama,
Obama.
and Donald Trump.
Yeah, Obama, Bush, and Trump.
Yeah, how many states do you guys think I could name off?
20 of them.
Only 20?
Yeah.
That's fucked
I
up.
know every single president of the United States in order.
I do know where we buy
Yuri,
things.
who's after
This is
Millard?
knowledge I accumulated
Yuri,
over the vast
Yuri,
span
who's
of my
after
journey.
Yuri? Who's after Millard Fillmore?
Pierce. Pierce,
Morgan
right?
sucks.
It's Pierce, right? I think it's Pierce, right,
Yuri is
Danny?
correct.
Danny, confirm with
Ranking.
me, man. It's Pierce.
You're right, Yuri.
Goodness.
You're correct.
I
was
didn't
right,
know.
okay. Oh.
Who's after John Quincy Adams, Yuri?
Jefferson?
No, Jackson.
Oh, Washington Adams, Jefferson, Madison,
Oh,
Monroe, Adams.
fuck.
Jackson, you're right. Oh, my bad. It's Jackson, my bad.
Who's
Get
after
wrecked,
Coolidge?
Yuri.
Who's after Coolidge?
Washington, Harrison, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, Langston, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Harvey, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, Harvey, Cooper,
What the
Woolridge, Roosevelt. Was it Roosevelt? It was Roosevelt, right?
God.
It was Roosevelt?
Hoover.
It's that
Hoover. Oh, I went
homeschooling.
past it. Dang it. I went past it. God damn it.
Homeschool.
Give me
Washington
another one.
Adams,
Give me. I've been doing this
Jefferson,
so long. Give me
Madison,
another one.
Monroe, Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce.
Yeah, we know you want
Lincoln,
attention,
Johnson,
Kathleen.
Grant.
I don't know why you're. It's not a big deal, Kathleen. You should have learned this back in like second grade.
That's what I asked you. I said like I learned like the mnemonic thing in like the third grade, right? Like with the states. There was a little song that we would sing. You want another one? Who was after Ford? The correct answer is Chevy.
So, I'm a pretty good philosopher.
What?
Danny, do you want to try to come to the meeting of the minds, as Sam Harris would say?
You want to talk with me?
Yeah, I remember. I'm just recalling this time. It was the funniest shit I ever heard you say. Kind of dumb. I think you were trolling, but I think you were making some kind of argument for free will using the multiverse theory. That somewhere out there could be a version of you doing something else. You remember that shit?
I don't think multiverse. I think multiverse theory is like not what I mean by like modality.
Oh,
like you're gonna have a world in which you have multiple universes, but it doesn't make any sense to say there are multiple worlds in one world.
Right. Are you religious?
By your definition, I think so.
Oh, you're like a Christian atheist?
I act like an atheist.
Oh no, Danny, you do not. Because listen, there's this axiom floating out there in the ether that you must adopt. It's necessary, like Matthew McConaughey. And like Interstellar in that docking scene.
Okay.
But yeah, it's what you act out is more true than what you say is true.
Do we ever really go through this again?
I mean, this is an axiomatic truth that a lot of these people fail to acknowledge, but don't fall victim to the same treachery.
Yeah, it seems like a platitude of some sort.
Well, it's an idea nested within a pragmatic theory of truth, and there are extremely coherent theories of truth, pragmatic truth. You know, it's good shit, Danny.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Like this shit I'm smoking on, but seriously, it's so cool, Danny. Like I've been preaching this shit for a while, man. Right, and that's how I became top dog, best philosopher around shit.
Okay, good.
I even challenged that PhD in philosophy, Alex Malpass, I think, and I put forth pragmatic truth, and I just fucking mopped the floor.
Mop the floor, huh?
Yeah, he tried to put his nuts on the table, and I just slapped him off the table.
What was his response?
He finally acknowledged that I was right, and he had to back off because he tried to be a little aggressive towards me putting forth this pragmatic theory of truth, metaphorical truth, and things like that. Some kind of truth nested within Darwinian experience. And when I put that forth, he acted like he was not going to accept it, and that the only truth was objective scientific truth. And I explained to him that he doesn't want to fall victim and try to say something like, well, my theory is incoherent, or that his theory is more valid than my theory of truth. And once I explained that to him, he just backed off completely and was like, well, I just don't think it's that interesting. But at first, Jack and all them wanted to get him on me. He acted like he was going to put his nuts on the table and shit. And I was like, listen, faggot, you can't say that your theory of truth is more valid than mine. And this is an extremely coherent theory of truth here that I'm explaining to you. And then Jack and all them just shut up. They just, they didn't know what to fucking do. And then they were all just reduced to, well, I don't like it. I don't like that theory. Fuck him. That's how you got to do him.
Crying about it, man.
Well, after that, I took down the PhD in philosophy around here. After that, it was like, what do I do? Other than tray flip down some stairs.
What guy do you think in Discord has really put you in place in terms of sat you back down and show that you were wrong or whatever? What person has done that for you here?
Somebody who wrecked me?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You've never been wrecked before?
Are you joking?
You're too cringe to be wrecked.
Yeah, I can't get wrecked because I just acknowledge if I'm wrong. I'm like, listen, bud, this is fucking stupid. Don't listen to what I said. I'm retarded. And then I wreck myself. Nobody wrecks me.
Wait, did you acknowledge what you the false claim you made about democratic socialism being pure social? That's what the Democrats were striving for. Did you?
Yeah, I clarified. I clarified what I meant.
Oh, okay. So you acknowledged you were wrong.
Yeah, I did. I what's that word? Misspoke. Yeah, I misspoke.
Misspoke. Okay.
The only person who even had a chance at wrecking me was Justin, and he doesn't even come around anymore. And Justin, half of what he would say usually it would tend to be insults, so he wouldn't really be wrecking me that much. It'd be more spectacle than anything. But let's take Tomer for example. A lot of you think he's probably smart in here, but Tomer, I don't think he's interesting at all. I don't even know any of his views. That tells you everything you need to know.
Is there any way you could stop bloviating?
Wait, why would that?
Do any of you guys know any of his views? I don't think so.
Yeah, I do, but why would we? Why would that be relevant?
Jesus. No.
Why not?
I don't get wrecked.
Tom, you got this, bro.
For someone to wreck me, then they'd have to point out that something I believe in is fucking stupid. And it just so happens to be that I have the greatest worldview that has ever braced Discord. So, do you guys even forget that I'm like a panpsychist, Christian atheist, naturalist? Get the fuck out of here. You know, I know more about all these things than you do, but you're wrong. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
I think that we've explained to you many times what soft determinism means, what compatibilism means. You never listen, man. I don't fucking know, dude, what they mean by that shit, but they act like there is, right? They say that, listen, there's physicists out there, Tomer. Hold on, I just spilled my whiskey on me, fuck. Jesus Christ.
Tom, drink.
There's fucking physicists out there, Tomer, who are saying that that like shit don't really make sense out here in the hood, and like reality itself, everything we could, look at what Lawrence Krauss says. Why do you ignore what these faggots are saying? Well, listen, you're just gonna throw. That's such a sneaky little bastard, man. I hate this guy. He just snuck in that little word in there. That's just fucked up.
Well, I'm not trying to rescue John, but so like I just want to preface this. I know Tom,
Confirm.
but I'm just there's actually a way that you can be a determinist. Yeah, I know, man. All right. Okay, never
Oh,
mind, bro.
listen,
Trump.
no, this isn't true. Listen, I don't care about the labels, Tomer. Right? I just philosophize my way into my ideas, so I might be what Shamos is about to put forth. You fuck.
Oh fuck.
Listen, I'd only listen to Joe Rogan if it was about fighting, because he knows what he's talking about fighting. That's it. Obviously. No, I got that from Sam Harris podcast, dude. When he interviewed some ex-Boston cop, some cop said all that shit. No, he went on Joe Rogan, but I listened to him on Sam Harris.
You talked about him going on.
Sam Harris and Joe Rogan both live in Los Angeles, so usually they have the same. If they have really interesting guests and shit, sometimes they appear on both podcasts.
You talked about it right after you appeared on Joe Rogan.
That was a great fucking podcast. Listen, fuck you guys and Joe Rogan. I don't care about Joe Rogan. Fuck Joe Rogan.
What about Joe?
Joe will kick all your asses. No, Sam Harris is. Jordan probably talks about it, but Jordan looks like a giant next to Sam Harris. Oh fuck, the interrogation's over, boys.
Press the button.
Oh, Tommy, you're a faggot, dude. I'm not entertaining enough for you guys.
What do you mean by get rid of them? You're gonna boot them or whatever?
He's gonna press a button and he's gonna fall through the fucking floor. No one knows where that goes, but he won't be here anymore.
Yeah, Tomer hates me, Shamos. You should have heard how hostile he sounded when you first started talking to me earlier. I mean, you're the one who was attacking me, Tomer.
What did you do, John? Think about your behavior all of these years that you've known Tomer and like.
Listen, dude. Like I said, when I first came in here, I literally had to tell Tom to calm down that he sounded erratic, and Tom didn't even defend himself, and no one said anything because he was acting. Like I said, it was true. He was acting erratic, like he sounded way too excited to interrogate me and shit and attack me. I mean, you know how it is. Like usually when he interrogates me like this, if he doesn't get a whole lot of entertainment out of it, he'll do this shit. He'll, oh, I'm gonna get rid of him. No one's even talking. It was just you. Like when you started interrogating me, I was like, why isn't anybody else talking? Like I don't want to listen to Tom.
Thank God. Not really.
He makes it sound like he's trying.
Declan, whenever we talk about reality,
No, that's not gonna happen.
Might lessen crime.
Yeah, it might lessen crime. It might.
Lessen crime. Actually, the numbers actually reduce the welfare costs because it actually costs less to give them all that stipend than the money that we pay now for all the them, including the people who go to like ER and shit and have to have that paid for.
trust fund.
HSA or FHA?
FMLA.
Well, an HSA is one of them. It's like an untaxed account.
So,
We used to
seriously,
have an HSA.
how likely do you guys think that this election cycle will result in a civil war?
I
Like,
think
know
it's,
that.
it's likely.
Yeah, I
It-
think there's a reasonable chance. I'm not trying to say what number, but it's a real chance. I think it's over 5%.
Well, but I don't think it's going to be organized South versus the North. I think it's going to be like, it's just going to be riots. Like, it's just going to be riots on a scale that we've never seen before.
Well,
That's
I think
what
some
I think
Democratic
the next Civil War will be.
senators are gonna like not participate or something. Shit might get really weird. I don't know. But anyways,
I mean,
You
there's
know, I
already
was-
senators that don't participate. There's like Mitch McConnell is just blocking any bill going on to the Senate floor that he doesn't think that Trump will.
yeah, it would be nice if a civil war started. Like, that would be cool.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would. Another thing is though, but like, I always kind of would like the Civil War, like, Armageddon to happen, like, or a nuclear holocaust or something. But like, the thing is, the reality of it all, I've been listening to these TED Talks of these like faggot computer nerds, and they
Demonetized.
pretty much, man. Oh, you got to tell me that you guys are on this